Today we'll be burning some magnesium. And the magnesium we have looks a little bit like this. It might come in a spool. And luckily we can just take this and rip it with our hands. Now you might be given this magnesium and you might have to measure out its length, measuring it as long as you can and as accurately as you can, or you might directly be measuring it on a balance. So either technique is sufficient. So we're going to go ahead and record the mass of the magnesium. Notice the magnesium does not easily fit on a balance. Here's our balance. I always remember to tare. And I'm going to coil it up sort of loosely a little bit before I weigh it. And we'll put it on. Make sure we put it all on there. Record our mass. And the mass comes out to be 0.420 grams. So our mass of magnesium. Notice the balance I have records all the way to the thousandths place. Now, we're going to take the magnesium that we have here and we're going to burn it using this device, a crucible. The first thing we want to do is we want to make sure the crucible is clean. Now, when you think of clean, you think you want to go ahead and turn on the faucet. Don't do that, okay? It's best to take the crucible, and there might be some gook that's in there, and just get a paper towel, try to get some of the gook out of there, and any gook that you can't get out of there is going to stay there all the way through the experiment. Same thing here. We'll have our lid. We're going to take the lid. We'll try to get it dry, as well as remove any extra gook. We'll weigh our crucible, making sure that we tare always. And we'll weigh our empty crucible and cover and record its mass. 26.476. Then we're going to go ahead and heat this crucible up. When we heat it up first, there's going to be no magnesium in there. We're going to simply leave the lid open a little bit and heat it up for a few minutes. Why are we doing that? There might be some moisture on there. We want to make sure we drive off all the moisture and we have a good, clean, dry crucible. So our first heating is going to be just an empty crucible. We turn our Bunsen burner on. We let it go for a few minutes. Not too long, a minute or 2 minutes or so. Just making sure that all the moisture is driven off. Notice I never want to have anything resting underneath here. Okay, I do have a clay triangle on a ring stand and an iron ring to hold them in place. That's really the ideal situation. So after a few minutes, what will happen is we'll turn the gas off. Please do not grab a hold of the crucible. It will still be very, very hot. Nor do you want to pick it up and put it down on the countertops. The countertops will go ahead and get very hot as well. So once it's cooled down, we'll go ahead and weigh it again. It should probably weigh 26.476 grams. If it doesn't, it might weigh a little bit less. Some of the moisture or some other stuff might have been driven off there. We're going to go ahead and record the second mass. So if we record this again, it might weigh 26.472. So the first mass, we'll cross that one off because that might have contained a little bit of moisture. When we're all ready, we're going to go ahead and put our crucible back in its spot after we re-weighed it. We're going to take our magnesium and we're going to take our magnesium and wrap it up as a loose ball. It's going to be sort of loose like this. And don't try to go ahead and get it all nice and neat. The crumplier, the better, and leave some open spaces. We'll put it in here. The first thing we do is we're going to heat it up with the lid on for a few minutes. Then we're going to remove the lid a little bit for a few minutes, and then we'll remove the lid entirely for a few minutes. The length of time is not as important. We just want to make sure that the magnesium completely burns. So the first few minutes we're going to keep the lid closed, then the lid open a little bit, and then the last few minutes we're going to go ahead and remove the lid. Again, I don't like to put anything hot on top of our countertops. I might wait here for a few minutes until it goes ahead and cools down. Afterwards, you won't see magnesium anymore. You're going to see some burnt magnesium. We'll reweigh the burnt magnesium inside of the crucible and cover and make some conclusions from there.